Good morning, everybody. It's Marty the JavaScript Party. Rhett, my African gray parrot, is out in the living room. She's a African gray parrot that we've had living with us for over 30 years now. No, that's not true. 27, 26 years now. 26, maybe 25 actually. Either 25 or 26 years. So that's a long time. So we are currently trying to finish up an issue, and that was to create table identities and all that. So basically, the this task was this issue. I'm waiting for everything to come up, so I'm just gonna randomly come up to speed. It was basically we want to create this endpoint. I still haven't decided whether I want to make this endpoint available via like navigation or whether you just have to manually go there. And then and at first for me it was like definitely manually go there, but then after a little bit of use, I realized that it might not be feasible. Like it may not make sense to make this manual, but the idea is that hey, you can come here and you can see this list. Now the longer term larger goal was to let's see, hit start, um, was that Cypress is almost up and running. The longer term goal is that basically I could not quite visualize when I do this. I go here and I hit delete what was happening in memory. Like memory, it was just it was just too complex for me to visualize it. But after this application, after this is built, it's fairly easy to visualize what's happening. And at the very least, it's easy to visualize um, when you delete and then go see what happened. See that nothing got deleted except for the one camera. I believe that's what ST2 was a camera. So, anyways, I got through the last couple of days. I got through the unit tests. I will always want to have 100%. And so I did get 2 days ago, I got through it, but then I always have this sort of rule where I like to shut everything down, even reboot. Like if I'm at work and it's early in the day, let's say I finish up, I get to the point, I want to shut it all down, reboot, bring it back up, and run the unit tests again. Make sure that I still have 100% because I have definitely seen that go away. And 99 times out of 100, if that happens, I've found that if you shut it down, bring it up, and catch it right then, it takes you 10, 15 minutes to fix. If you wait, do a PR, push it all the way out, do all the different pieces, and then find out that it's failing, there's a unit test failing, and you're like, no, I know I saw 100%. Then it could take hours and hours and hours to figure out. So it's just when it's fresh in your head, it's just a little easier to deal with. So, anyways, then I went through my end-to-end tests. They all are working, but I did want to enhance my delete unit test because I could have sworn we were also deleting the renderer or something else too. I thought we had more than one thing deleted, but we never did capture that in any way, shape, or form in end-to-end tests. So since it's not captured on end-to-end tests, it's like it never happened because, it's just like memories are not super reliable. So anyways, if I hit delete here, tell it to run the delete, I think we have a little extra attribute set, or we added this little extra thing only. So we say it, and then go ahead and execute the only, and then the only apparently somehow communicates all the way up to Cypress that there is an only. So I'm assuming Cypress probably does some sort of analysis, a static analysis. They see that there's an only, and then they only run that one. But as you can see, we ran it. It passes. All we're doing at this point is deleting or we're not even deleting. All we're doing is coming here. So let's go ahead and run that thing again. See what happens. See, it is 54 degrees outside. It was so wet. Like there's just like standing water everywhere outside. All right, I didn't pay attention. So we go to entities, we go here. Now we want to go back to entities. And I don't know how you go back in the browser. So let's go ahead and ask ChatGPT. We could also search the code base, but Cypress.io script code. Is there a way to make the browser go back into the history? So basically, I'll click the back button. Oh, go back, or you could go back -1. I think this is a little bit better. I feel like 100% chance if I look at this that I'll be like, oh, okay, I know what that does. This, I would say it'll take a little thought. It is nice being able to go back more than one, but I think I'd rather say go back and copy paste that 2 times or 3 times than. Um, and so that worked. So as you see, we're back. So we can run it. Okay. So at this point, this is where we'd want to check. Uh, oh, I did want to also point out that like I spent like I think 4 or 5 days on this feature, maybe longer, maybe like 8 days or something. But I really only spent one session on unit tests, and I wasn't even that serious. So it's just like we have actually, when I first started this, for every hour I was spending on coding, I was spending like 10 hours, literally 10 hours on unit tests. And now it has inverted. And I had been told that that happens, that with time, if you do it right, you will get the unit tests. I mean, it will invert. And I just had never seen it before, but sure enough, it does. Now, it also has the ability, if you don't do it right, to go the other direction, where it's just like every unit test takes longer and longer to write because it has all these abstractions and all these things, and you got to come up to speed and like you got to get into that whole mode. Now, I have worked at places where you spend a couple of days coding, and then it takes weeks to get through the whole process. Like there's all kinds of reviews and things like that that have to happen along the way, and you really don't even get anything else to work on during that time. Perfect job for unit testing, end-to-end testing, all that kind of stuff. Because while you're waiting for the event to happen, you can be really aggressively working on those things. Um, Now, sometimes they won't let you raise a PR until after the unit tests and everything are done. That's a bit of a mistake because, like, they could be PRing the code while you're writing unit tests. Problem is that when you're early on and you don't really understand unit tests, there's a very good chance that the unit tests are going to dramatically, may even change the the PR. Like it could change the code that's being reviewed. So I don't know. There's no easy answer to that. All right, so check to see that the camera is there. Okay, I'm not going to do that for now. I'm just going to get the navigation down and then get these comments. And I have never really done this before. Um, but if I hit this, then we should end up back at the. Okay, now we want to hit the delete button. And I don't know, let's see what I'm going to go in here. Let's go ahead and add one. Go here. Does this thing have like an ID on it? I'm sure it does, but okay, so this is the delete button. Okay, and there's only a single one on the screen. So I think we can just search on this biz button and click it. If there was more than one, then we have to add a little bit more code. And we'll probably will end up needing to do that someday in the future, but right now we don't. So we want to do something along these, along this, but for the delete button. Time is at 8:45. It is Friday. Man, last Sunday feels like a month ago. So, and I feel like that's a very good thing, you know. I got to see my granddaughter yesterday, so that was just fantastic. I cannot believe how much she's developed in like the 2 weeks since I saw her last. Um, so like when I love to do a Rubik's Cube, and she watches me do my Rubik's Cube, and 2 weeks ago she couldn't. Like if once something was out of her view, it didn't exist anymore. I could just tell that once it was gone, she'd be like, "Oh, it's gone. Something's gone." And then now she can actually reach, like she predicts that, oh, that fell down over here, and then she kind of reaches with her hand without looking, and then finds it with her hand and then pulls it back up, which that is just like wild. All right, so now let's go back to here. I think, yep. So it delete. Oh no, what? What? Okay, so then it deleted it. And if you want to watch it, it happens so fast, though, I would imagine. Gone. All right, so now we want to, and it is nice to add like a little wait time, but man, like it's great at this point, but it's not so great later on because it just slows everything down. So I'm going to see about not, I'm going to try that to not do that. So now we want to go back again. And so, yeah, so now we're back and it's gone, right? So the camera doesn't exist anymore. The long-term goal is like probably I'll make a sub issue. I have an issue that says delete everything. Probably make a sub issue for all of these, but maybe not. Maybe I'll just do it all in one. But anyways, it's kind of funny because if I make a sub issue, I'll probably do two of these, and then it'll become so regular that you get like the next four. I could do all at once. And the thing is, it's kind of, and then you're done, and then you've done it. And you know that skill you built up that's of no value anymore. It's kind of a funny sort of reality. I wonder. It would be interesting. I guess we should do an inspect and see. Oh yeah, this is weird. Doing inspects in here is weird. Oh, let's reload. I'm curious. What I'm curious about is like, is see how there's that there? Oh, I guess if I go here. Yeah, I'm curious what'll happen actually if I go now. I go to here, delete, and I hit back. Okay, yeah, it's gone. It's all gone, and that is in the open list. So we have like a ID. So it'd be interesting because if I hit add viz now, will it be open? Yep, my new ST render is open, which is exactly what I would have expected to happen. I wouldn't call that. I would call that like an undocumented feature. I don't think it hurts anything, but it is not quite right. And it has a potential of being actually quite valuable, but useful. Um, but and I don't see how it hurts anything. So I guess that is probably the official. All right, check to see that the camera is not there. All right. So now I'm thinking, oh man, I wonder if we even like, I don't think we really have a good way of checking for things for Cypress. Um, so I think that what we want to add is like a data um, attribute to each row. So I guess we can search on the row, I guess, maybe, or maybe maybe we can add like a span around these and then give that span around these numbers and give that span a data attribute and then search for that. It seems like a good idea. Also seems like a great thing for like team building to sort of like work with a person and then try to come up with a good solution together. Because that's a really good example where there's just thousands of good solutions. All right. So now what we want to do is we want to go into our code. So now we're changing our source code to accommodate the the um, the Cypress test. Now the Cypress test could solve this on its own. Like I could, if I had to work with somebody else and they were not the easiest people to work with, and I was supposed to do Cypress, and if I reach out to these people, it's just going to be a real pain in the butt to even try to explain what I need. I probably just figure another way out. But since I am only trying to explain this to myself, hey, hey Marty, I need a ID. I need something for Cypress to be able to pick up on. Oh, okay, yeah, I could do that. Let's do this. Let's add a span here to this ID. Let's actually, before we do that, let's just double, triple, quadruple check that this is in fact what we think it is. I believe that that is this data right here. So probably easiest is it apparently it decided, I don't know, okay, yeah, so they did it. So the whole thing rebuilt itself without anything. Um, so I'm glad I did the question marks. So now I can just say, because it's a little easier for me to um, it's a little easier for me to build out a or to sort of realize that, oh, okay, it's going to update um, without me actually changing anything. It's or without me reloading. It's going to upload on itself because we just saw it. We didn't just see it. Okay, I need to look in here. So I'm just looking for sort of the general style. So I do a data CY, something along these lines. Uh, and then I feel like, see, I like how I did that. So this is entity table. You kind of like need to add, you're gonna have a really hard time coming up with unique names and stuff, and things could get out of hand. Um, all right, so we want to get this ID. Oh, wait, how did I do that? Okay, so that's how I name a bubble. Oh, data CY. Yes, entity. This is kind of long. Table ST. Guess that's what we want. And then I think what we want to do, you know what? I don't know that it's going to let us do this now that I think about it. I think it gets, yeah, it gets weirded out. I think you need like, what is it? AT dot? Yes, I remembered that. And so since it's in brackets, I don't have to put the little curly cues around it. And that takes care of that. I guess, yeah. Are we gonna hard code the number 2 and just like assume? So, and this is a really good example. See how this still has a reference to camera ID number 2. Um, okay, so I feel like maybe for now we'll have to come up with a better way to do this in the future. But I think for now, I think it's okay to just hard code the number 2. But we shouldn't name it. We should say, okay, so expected. This is one of those funny things where it's like, for me right now, since I'm just writing this code, this is kind of cheap and easy fix is like, okay, fine, I'm doing a cheap and easy fix. But like if you're working someplace, um, you may very well be tempted to kind of keep like try to make it obscure so it's harder for your reviewers to see the cheap and easy thing you're doing. But like I said, I don't think this is the best solution at the moment. But um, okay, so now, but I can't quite come up with a better one, and I don't want to like sort of over engineer. Um, So since we have a context over here, let's go ahead and just kind of go with it. Just assume that that ChatGPT realizes it. Okay, so I added code in my HTML to make it easier for Cypress to retrieve um, elements. Um, but and I want to select Cypress. That just doesn't look right. Cypress. When stid is equal to 2. Get. Mm-hmm. This is what we want. We want to assert it exists. That word assert is just one of the fascinating words in the English language. It is just so wild how different people see that word, what that word means, depending on their socio-economic station in life. Okay, unit tests. Cypress tests. So it looks like that worked. And they kind of have this cool thing where you can mouse over. That's what it looked like. And it kind of shows you. This is like one of those things where like every once in a while you see something, you're just like, um, where is it? Am I even looking at the right thing? Let me hit reload. Oh, assert. I feel like go back, click. Yeah. Tabular, go back, add button. Am I so hard sometimes? Or did I not? Oh, okay, yeah, this one. Log. Let's see if I can put something to make it a little bit easier for me to find it. Bang, 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 bang. See. So I don't see our console log. Oh, it wasn't console log. I think it's supposed to be log. CY log, maybe? Let's try that. Console log is probably like if we were to actually look in the console. I thought they had a way for you to see that in the console. Yeah, there it is. There we are. Expected span to be visible. Oh. And then there's our log. And now when we go back, all the way back, it should not be visible. I wonder if I can make this expected ID. All right, so this is what I have. I don't know how to make that. We could experiment a little bit, but it's probably faster to just ask. Okay, so I have this Cypress code, and I want to use the variable instead of the hard-coded number, hard-coded 2. All right, so it's saying use backticks instead, which makes a lot of sense. What? Yeah. Okay. So if I change these to backticks instead of single quotes, so they look very similar actually. Like this, you can actually go straight to a backtick, and it's the same thing, but it also gives you the ability to hit the dollar and then the name of the variable instead, right? So you can do that. This is just an extra feature of JavaScript, which I like. I always try to acknowledge that I thought that was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in all of coding. This backtick thing. I remember when someone was describing it, I was just like, I think they're called template something variables, template. I can't remember, but there's a name for it, and I remember reading about it and just being like, I think that might be the dumbest thing I've ever. Okay, should not exist. I think we can just add a dot not, and I don't know that for sure. Looks like it's happy. I don't know. We'll see. Tried it out. Ooh. Okay, last question. How do I? Oh shit! I was supposed to be at work 3 minutes ago. Have a great day, everybody. I'll finish this up tomorrow. Bye.